Tracy, it appears that you can run but you can't hide from the problem of the Masts on Chafford. Where are we with applications?
Well, yeah, O2 have announced to the community that they're going to put both applications back in for Fenner Road and for Warren Lane. Distributed some letters around the community. At the moment they've put in one application for Warren Lane, but we expect the other one to follow shortly. So that's going to be heard at planning on the 26th of August, and yeah, we're quite concerned about that really.
So what are your new concerns, so to speak?
Well, we've had a look actually at the height of this mast, which is 12.5 metres, and I think on paper that doesn't really mean very much. So we've measured it against the homes here, and that's going to be about 1.5 times the height of the houses. Bearing in mind that in this particular part of Chafford, these are large 6-bedroomed family houses. 1.5 times the height of that is actually really high. They've also moved the location of this particular mast probably about 10 or 15 feet, maybe more, closer to the nearest residence. So it's now probably 20 or 25 feet away from someone's bedroom. We've got teenagers in that house actually really alarmed. They're feeling very harassed about it, in fact saying that they're not going to sleep in their bedroom if there's a mobile phone mast there. They're scared, which we feel is very difficult, you know, for a young person to understand. Even if the government says that it's safe, you know, psychologically, that's not the impression the community's got. So it's causing, you know, some considerable distress.
This feels like a game of chess, that O2 are simply moving their king or queen around the board, and at some stage, whether it's in 2010 or 2011, they'll eventually go checkmate to you.
Well, I don't know. It's actually been going on for a lot longer than that. In this particular site, the way it works is there's a residential area, a road, a bridle path, and then a cliff that drops about 100 feet. And at the bottom of that cliff there's a telephone exchange which has an existing mobile phone mast on it. The top of that mast doesn't extend above the cliff, so any health hazard that you feel may come from it is going to be absorbed by the cliff face, so local residents feel fairly secure with that. However, O2 have to pay a commercial rent to have that mast in that location because it's private property. So for O2 there's a considerable bottom line implication over a period of years to paying for that. If they move their mast, what is in effect a few metres, but then it becomes on top of the cliff, on the pavement, there's no commercial rent payable for that, it's free. So one has to actually wonder whether the technology in the existing mast could be refurbished, which I understand is the case, or whether this is because there's a real need for it. No, what are O2's motives? And there's a little bit of game playing going on in the planning process. So, you know, also have to consider that.